Hi everyone, I'm going to be showing you guys how to tie the Windsor knot tonight. We have a small audience in the crowd. Now, have you ever found yourself in a situation where you need to know how to tie a tie or need to wear a tie to an event but you have no clue how to? Whether it's for a job interview, a wedding, prom, or any other formal event coming up, not knowing how to tie a tie could cause a lot of stress, could take you a lot of time to figure out, and you never want to be late to that event just because you don't know how to tie a tie. So knowing how to tie a tie will save you a lot of time, a lot of stress, and it'll have you ready for whatever event you're coming up to. In this speech, I'm going to walk you guys through the process of tying the Windsor knot, which is perfect for any formal event where you'll need to wear a tie. Now, back in high school, I had no clue how to tie a tie myself, and I always found myself asking the awkward question of, hey, could you please tie my tie for me? And after enough time went by, I was like, all right, I gotta figure out how to do this for myself. And I looked it up. Windsor knot was the first thing I found, and it stuck with me as the easiest thing to do. And so, since I was able to learn it pretty easily, I'm gonna go ahead and teach you guys how to do that as well. By the end of high school, I was able to tie the Windsor knot very well. It's a triangular knot, symmetrical, works for any occasion. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna break it down step by step. First, we're gonna go over how to position the tie. And then after we learn that, we're gonna go over how to actually tie the knot. And after the knot is complete, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our hands and we're gonna adjust it to get it snug up to the collar of the shirt. So first step, what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to pull the collar up. And you wanna take the wide end of the tie and hang it around the right side, and you want the narrow end on the left side. Wide end you want hanging pretty significantly more down than the narrow end. I like to make the narrow end in between about my pecs and the belt line. And first step here is what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the wide end and cross it over top of the narrow end like this, forming an X. And that's where we're gonna start with the loop. Right here is where we're gonna start with the tie. So after you bring the wide end over across the narrow end, you're gonna feed it under the loop that you created, like so, and you wanna pull it out to the left. After you've done that step, you should be able to let go and it should sit there. And you can figure out what to do after that. Now, after that step's complete, what you're gonna do is you wanna pull it, making the X again, and you're gonna bring the wide end underneath of the narrow end. And from there, you're gonna take it and feed it through the top of the loop that you just created. And that's gonna start forming the base of your tie right there. That's where your tie is gonna be built around. You wanna make sure the back side is facing out after you finish that step, because from there, what we're gonna do is you're gonna take the wide end and you're gonna bring it across the knot that you created. And after that step, you can see right there, that's what's gonna make the tie look like a tie. And after you complete that, you want the wide end, you're pulling it across all the way over. Hold this narrow end with your other hand to make sure it doesn't go anywhere or mess up the knot. And you're gonna bring the wide end under and feed it through from bottom to the top of the loop again. Now you have your base knot complete. You wanna make sure it's lined up, symmetrical with the center of your shirt. And from there, what you're gonna do is you're gonna tuck the wide end through this little loop you create on the front of the tie. It's a little tricky, so have some patience. And that's gonna give us the basic knot of the tie. After you're done that, we're gonna go on, now that all the base steps are finished for tying the tie, you're gonna go ahead and we're gonna adjust it to make it comfortable for us. First step with that is you wanna grab your knot with 2 fingers, pinch it, and then you're gonna use your other hand, grab the wide end, the bottom of the wide end, and you're gonna slowly pull on it while you're pushing the knot up. That's gonna tighten that up. That's going to make the knot nice and secure. Now you might notice that doesn't bring it all the way up to the top of my collar yet. It still looks a little funky. So the bottom end we pulled on just to make sure the knot was secure, and after that what we're going to do is we're going to take the narrow end from the back of the tie, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to hold the knot and you're going to pull the narrow end. You're going to pull the narrow end down as you're squeezing the knot and bringing it up to the top of your collar. That's going to kind of cinch it, and it's going to bring the tie up, and you want to make sure that your tie is nice and centered after that. Once you've done that step, we're going to go ahead and bring the collar back down. Fold it down. Now you can see the tie is almost perfect. What we're going to do is we're going to bring it up a little bit more, fill out any extra space we have in there, and just like that, your Windsor knot is complete. Now, you obviously don't want this little narrow end flapping around everywhere if you're going to be on the move. So what most ties have is a little spot you can tuck it right into the back of the wide end. And just like that, your Windsor knot is complete. And that's it, guys. I hope that you guys were all able to learn something from this demonstration. Hopefully you guys can take the knowledge that I'm able to share with you, pass it on to others like I was able to do after I learned how to tie this tie back in high school. It'll ideally save you a lot of time, a lot of stress whenever you're coming up to the next formal occasion. And you also have a little bit of confidence with you now, knowing that you can tie your own tie and help anyone else that needs to. Thank you guys. Can't wait to see you next time.